at the Bank of Central Florida, where she now serves as the vice president. There they are, yeah. The vice president of marketing. And so no matter where Danielle went after she abandoned us, she stayed committed. Yes, I know. There's a good story at the end. There's a reason why she's here, right? No, she continued to be an advocate. Continue to be an advocate for one more child and vulnerable children. So in the winter of 2023, Danielle, she was made aware of a unique funding opportunity. And so this was instituted by the state of Florida. It's called the Strong Families Tax Credit. And so she called our CFO, Kim Bedwell, and said, hey, are you familiar with this tax credit program? We were not. We had not heard about this unique opportunity. And what the Strong Families Tax Credit does, it allows corporations to designate a portion of their tax burden directly to a charitable organization that has been approved. And so as soon as we found out about it, through Danielle, we went through the process to become an eligible charitable organization to receive funds through that mechanism by the state. And that call that Danielle made changed everything. Now, I'm getting ready to take a little bit of a risk here, but I trust you because you look like an honorable crowd. You look like a trustworthy people. But I'm going to share with you, since her call, more than $3.2 million has been sent to One More Child through this credit. Thank you. It's truly making a difference in the lives of children that we're serving. And Bank of Central Florida, a portion of that $3.2 million came through them. And so we're so grateful. Now, I said I was taking a risk. So what that means is we still need you to give today. You are not off the hook. Just saying, you're not off the hook. There's lots of children that need assistance. And so we are so grateful for Danielle's obedience, for her living out James 1:27. And so today, we want to honor Danielle and present her with the One More Child Advocacy Award, which reads, in honor of Danielle Dobbs, whose love for Christ has eternally impacted children and families in need. Danielle?
There we go. Thank you. All I did was send a text message. That's all I did. But I would like to share a little bit more of how this came about and what God has done. So, yes, I left. And actually, 10 years ago, I had started at One More Child as an administrative assistant to the team who did the fundraising. Putting on events just like this, like he said, this very event itself, working with many of the beautiful ladies I see in here. Actually, can you, I don't want to break this. Thank you. I'll grab it for you in a second. I went 10 years ago, so that's where I was going at, is a new opportunity came about, and to be honest, I was very conflicted, because in my heart, I knew I needed to go on to the next phase of my life, but I was really confused because my heart was still so much for what this organization does, what we do, the impact we can make with children and single mothers, man. And children who have been abused through sex trafficking. So I was very confused, and I prayed to God, and I said, God, if you're removing me from this role, then God, please use me so that maybe one day I'll be in the opposite position where we'll be able to give millions. Just use me. So, 10 years later, actually about a year ago, that's when that happened, is I talked to our CEO and our CFO, and I was like, hey, or actually they shared with me what the Strong Families Tax Credit was, the program, and so I texted Eric and I said, hey, do you know about this? And then ended up talking to Kim Bedwell as well. And a few months later, they were like, we're approved, woo! And so about a month ago, I saw Dr. Haig at a different fundraising event, and he said, Danielle, you've really made an impact. And all I could think about was the prayer I prayed 10 years ago. So I don't know where you are at today, but these small little impacts that you don't think may have a ripple effect, they do. They do. God is so faithful, and that's what I pray, that even just being up here and telling you this story, that you see how faithful he is. And so I'm going to end with this, because my mom told me to make sure I told everybody who she was. That's my mom. Godmom. Got two grandmothers here too, Mimi and Carolyn Kroll and Cecilia Andrew, and love them very much. But my mom ended up having us as really rowdy kids in the pews while she would sing this special in church. Of course, we were always making a racket, but the small ways that she glorified God and the ways that she shared her talents and gifts were always an inspiration to me. And this song came to my mind after thinking about how faithful God was through just even using me to connect through a text message and a phone call. So I'm going to just end with the song with the words of the song that she sang. After I exit out of this, and here. In my moments of fear, through every pain and every tear, there's a God who's been faithful to me. And when my strength was all gone, when my heart had no song, still enough, he's proved faithful to me. And every word he has promised is true. And what I thought was impossible, I've seen my God do. He's been faithful to me. Looking back, his love and mercy I see. Though in my heart I have questioned and even failed to believe. But he's been faithful, and he has been faithful to me. So let's continue to pray that God uses, even in the small ways and the big ways, that God can impact one more child and the things that he can do. Thank you.